Okay, you're in a team meeting and someone suggests brainstorming and you get hives. The chances are the problem isn't brainstorming, but how your team is doing it. Most of us don't know the rules and it just becomes a buzzword. Today we're going to take a look at a really fun clip from Bros where brainstorming goes awry. And as we do that, I'm going to show you 3 ways in which brainstorming goes off the rails and how you can avoid it so that brainstorming becomes fun and useful for you and your team.
We cannot afford to push our opening again. People will think we're in trouble. Maybe this whole place could fall apart. We need new ideas for what goes in the final wing, and we need them now. Cherry, go.
You know the blue whale hanging in the Museum of Natural History?
Yes.
What about that, but instead of the blue whale, it's a lesbian?
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we can't do that.
What if the final exhibit was a
Okay, let me stop. I'm going to do a big bzzzt on that, but not because of the reason you think, which is that a lesbian hanging in the museum would be a bad idea. No, my criticism is about the process. So this is clearly a brainstorming session. And what's being violated right here is the first rule of brainstorming. Because the whole idea of brainstorming is that we are coming up with ideas to solve a problem or to meet interests, and that we're not evaluating them as we're brainstorming. But here, the very first thing is an evaluation, and it's a negative evaluation. And research suggests that when it comes to brainstorming, as soon as you start evaluating, people stop coming up with ideas. So, bzzzt on that, but let's keep looking.
final exhibit was a recreation of a queer wedding.
I like that.
Okay, that I don't have.
Tamara, that is so...
Bzzzt again. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, this is an evaluation. Now they're saying, I like this idea. It's a good idea. And this is a common mistake that even people who know about brainstorming sometimes make. When they hear evaluation, they mean don't criticize. But that's not what evaluation means. Evaluation is both no criticism and no applause. And here, there's applause. So strike 2 for evaluation.
That is so sweet. I love that.
And people can come and register for wedding gifts here.
You're gonna write that
Oh my God, and no! That is old-fashioned heteronormative nonsense. We need to get people to rethink history through a queer prism, not comfort them with another gay wedding, all right? It's a museum.
Okay, let me stop again because there's another dilemma here. For those of you who've seen this movie, you know Billy Eichner is the boss. Now, the worst thing you want is a boss in a brainstorming session to get critical. Because when a boss gets critical, you know what it does? It actually brings the morale down, it actually silences people, and it's a power play. In fact, I might even say that this brainstorming session would be better without Billy Eichner there. You know, if you listen to Barack Obama's book, The Promised Land, he talks about times when his senior advisors were thinking about how they might solve a problem or respond to a critical situation. And it might seem counterintuitive, but actually he talks about walking out of the room and telling people to take a few hours and then come back to him with their ideas. This was not some kind of move to be able to say, I had nothing to do with this. It's quite the opposite. It actually empowers the other parties to do more brainstorming without worrying about the reactions of the person in charge or of the boss.
It's a museum, it's not Schitt's Creek.
Oh, I like Schitt's Creek.
I love Schitt's Creek. That show has layers.
Everyone loves Schitt's Creek. Great, okay.
That's who you remind me of, Eugene Levy.
Okay, so let me make a few more comments here, right? I mean, suddenly there's this side riff on Schitt's Creek, one of my favorite shows, by the way. Actually, this movie was also a movie I really, really liked. But both of the things I just did are the same exact problem of what is going on here, which is that if there's no rules for brainstorming, it's really easy to get sidetracked. This is supposed to be a video analyzing a clip telling you about brainstorming. And I just went off on a riff about how I like Schitt's Creek. Now, obviously in a brainstorming session, we want to be human beings and not robots. But really good brainstorming sessions have some ground rules so we can stay focused. Let me give you one more critique of this otherwise fun and entertaining clip. And that is that brainstorming starts before we have any real sense of what are the interests of the parties. It's actually not until about 2/3 of the way in when Billy Eichner actually mentions the interests that ought to be addressed by the brainstorming session. So brainstorming is really important for group problem solving, but if you don't do it right, you end up with some kind of ridiculous scene like we see in Bros. Really good brainstorming first identifies what are the interests. Then it invites the parties to brainstorm around those interests without evaluating the ideas, without deciding whether an idea is good or bad. Third, it stays focused. It has some ground rules and isn't susceptible to riffs or tributaries that take us off topic. Here's something where no brainstorming is needed, and that's subscribing to this channel, liking this video, and ringing the bell so you don't miss any content. Check out this next video where I unpack the negotiation to release Brittney Griner from Russia. Click, 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 keep watching.